Welcome to Lounge with Christina and Eddie. This episode is part of our Do It For You series, and it is an offshoot of our radio show and our podcast. We're highlighting people who took action for themselves. They started a business, they healed from burnout, they went back to school, they set boundaries, they did something to help themselves heal or grow. We want to really inspire our listeners, our viewers, to prioritize your own growth, your peace, joy by showing real examples of what it looks like to do it for you. And so we have a very special guest today. We have Miss April Shower. She's the unstoppable, incredible founder of Afro Unicorn. So thank you so much for being our guest today.
Thank you for having me, Christina. I love this podcast. I
Oh,
mean,
thank you. Thank you. And so let's talk about, because this podcast is all about taking care of yourself in multiple ways, right? So it's emotionally, it's mentally, it's even sometimes spiritually, and just also for your own growth. And so how are you feeling today? What is the season that you're in life right now?
baby, if y'all follow me on Instagram, which is got April Showers, you know that life is lifing. I said 2025 is the year that never happened. I feel like where did the year go?
Yes.
I know that I had a busy year, but I can't really pinpoint where I was or what I was doing. Thank God for my photos. Thank God for my memories because it literally shows me, girl, you was here, you did this, you did that. And I was having this conversation with my team yesterday, and my assistant Leonka said, April, it's kind of like for you when you're dieting and you're also working out at the same time. So you're losing weight, but you're building body mass. So when you step on the scale, it stays the same. You don't see the difference. But then after a while, you'll see the shedding. And then you'll physically be able to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, oh, yeah, I am smaller. But when you're starting out doing all the things and still being consistent, still showing up every single day. And that's how I've that felt this year. Like planted so many seeds. So I'm like, 2026 has to be my harvest season because that's where I am. I'm in this. Where did this year happen? And
Wow.
you mentioned pivot, and this was a huge year for me too. So I've been heavy on my pivot.
We talk about pivoting a lot on this podcast. I myself, I started out in a tech industry, in a tech role, a more corporate setting. And then over the last 4 years, I started Sledge House Media, our multi-platform entertainment company. And through that, I moved in more of a creative space. And in doing that, I learned so much about myself as a woman, as a creative. I never knew that I was a creative. And so that allowed me to continue to grow. And so we always like to encourage our listeners, our viewers, that be open, right? Be open to the possibilities because a pivot can lead you to something you just never even imagined. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about how you started Afro Unicorn. What gave you that idea, number one, and then number two, how you pivoted from the career you were in insurance and real estate, and then now into Afro Unicorn.
Yeah, so you said it. I'm a insurance agent. I was a licensed real estate broker, single mom of two amazing boys, and I was just doing what I do, showing up every day until a friend kept telling me that I was a unicorn. And I asked him why. He was like, April, you're running the businesses, you're raising the boys. And I was dating somebody else at the time. He was like, and you're such a great girlfriend to that jerk. Like, you are a unicorn. Trust me, I'm in these streets in LA and they don't make women like you. So I'm like, okay. His name is Cortez. I'm like, okay, Cortez. He would say that to me over and over again. And it didn't hit me. And then probably because, like many women, I was dealing with a little bit of imposter syndrome. Like, I know I'm doing these things, I know I'm capable. People are always telling me, but there's that little piece inside of me like, am I doing enough? Am I doing it to the level that I know that I should be doing it at? So when me and that guy broke up, I was devastated. I went back to my friend Cortez and he was like, April, remember, you're a unicorn. I asked him, I said, why do you call me that? And he told me why again. And I went out and I looked up unicorns. I saw that they were unique, they were mystical, and I said, "I'm definitely unique. I'm all things Black girl magic." And so I started to use the emoji in our phones. And then after a while, I just looked at it, I'm like, "Why is it white? Like, this unicorn does not represent who I am." It no longer resonated with me. I went back out to Google to find unicorns that looked like me, and I couldn't. And so I decided to create the unicorn that to look like me. And at the time when I was creating it, I picked up on an article from the Better Lemonade stand. And in this article, it was talking about starting a print on demand t shirt business. And
Mhm.
it quoted the quote that rung out to me was, "You should never rely on one source to dictate your livelihood." And when
True.
I read those words, I immediately thought about I need to diversify because I was getting really burnt out on the real estate side of it. I had been doing that for 20 years, and then on the insurance side, the way that it's structured, the way that it's set up, I cannot transfer it to my children. So I wanted to have something that I can leave as a legacy to my kids. And I had this unicorn, talk about t-shirts, print on demand.
Right.
And yeah, they say you can have a print on demand Shopify store within 24, 48 hours. So that's how I just dived into it. That was the pivot. Like, I never thought, it never came across my mind. But I'm a true believer that when you start putting things out there in the universe and into the atmosphere, things will just start falling into your lap. Like the dots and stuff, they'll start to be connected.
I believe in that too. And I think you also have to manifest. I know you're big on that. And a lot of what you have put out into the universe have has come back to you tenfold, probably even more than you imagine. So speak on that. Speak on some of those manifestations that have actually come true because they inspire me. Every time I hear you talk about them on Instagram, I'm like, wow, that's so inspiring.
Well, there's been a lot, like, from the gate. I don't know if you mentioned it, you probably did. But I'm the first Black woman to have a fully licensed character brand in major retail, right? So my products sit on the shelves with other licensed character brands like your Disneys, your Marvels, your Nicks, and in multiple categories and multiple retailers. I didn't know none of this when I launched Afro Unicorn. I just said in 2019, Afro Unicorn is gonna be a household name, a worldwide brand. That's it. I told 25 women on April 28th, 2019, Afro Unicorn will be a household name and a worldwide brand. Not even thinking that it was going to be a character brand. So funny. I really thought that I was going to have to sell my brand to, at the time, I used to say Diddy.
Mhm.
Because when I thought about branding and like, you had Ciroc and all these other things, like, Diddy was gonna be the only person that could get Afro Unicorn. I'm happy it didn't work out that way. But I didn't even know about licensing. But the fact that I said that it would reach these households, the universe automatically was like, aha, okay, that's what she wants. And then once I got into the fold, I started to think about the types of books that I wanted. And I knew that I wanted to have graphic novels. I wanted a little golden book. It literally fell into my lap because I put it out there. Someone told me I couldn't have a full color graphic novel, and I'm like, "Bet, that's what I want." So I have
Yeah.
2 of them now, and I also have the little golden book. Everything, like, I really believe an old coach used to tell me, b so you have to see it with your mind's eye so you can see it with your real eyes. So realize, like, you
Mm.
gotta first envision it before you realize it. So you have to see with your mind's eye before you see with your real eyes. And if you don't, then it's not gonna ever, ever happen. I really believe that. I remember working with a gentleman when I was doing my real estate stuff, and this was when Obama first got in, and he was like, I bet he never would have thought, never would have imagined that he would be president. And I looked at him, I'm like, well, how was he ever gonna be president if he never imagined he could?
True, true.
Like, that doesn't even make sense to me.
Mhm.
Sure, believe he could be the president of the United States, and that's why he was able to do it 2 times. Uh,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's all about that vision and believing that and putting it out there and understanding that when you manifest something, you have to believe it. And I think that's the biggest key. You can say it and say it, but you must really believe that this can actually happen. And so, what is your advice for folks like me? Like, I have a character, I have 2 books, children's books that we would love to have licensed one day. What is your advice for folks like me that have the vision but don't know how to move forward to the next step? What would be your advice?
A few things. One, sign up on my Magic Manifest Collective. I am aprilshowers.com because I do share a little bit of insight there. There's also, I think I have a licensing guide on there that's for free. So, one thing that's very important is that you have to surround yourself with the people who are doing the things that you want to do. So, if you want to be in licensing, you need to be showing up to the licensing shows
Mm,
and be in the rooms where people are licensing things because it's all about who you know and the connections that you make. I literally got my licensing and I literally got into my licensing and I got into this space because I walked into a room of insurance agents at the time. And a gentleman that was there, he was like, "Hey, what's going on with that Alpha Unicorn thing you were doing?" I go, "Oh, it's going well. We're going into Walmart in October, whenever we're going, July." And he said, "Oh, do you have a literary agent?" And I said, "Huh? I don't even know
mm,
what that is." And he goes, "Well, that's what my wife does. My wife writes books for big Disney brands and other brands, and you need to talk to her and you need to have the right people around you."
mm,
And that's how I even got my head into the game of even knowing this world of children publishing with characters. I didn't even know how this was a thing until I
right.
walked to a room and someone who knew someone gave me the information. And I started to surround myself around the people and that were in whatever the category that I wanted to be in. Like I knew that I wanted to have a hair care line, so I have magical tresses, and the way I got that is I went to the Cosmo Prof, right? It's a big
Mhm.
beauty event, and I meet the beauty people. Now I know all the beauty girls, and I know all the beauty founders and the beauty brands. You gotta put yourself into those spaces, and then I always say test the market. Print on
Absolutely.
demand is great. Where it's very low cost for you. Print on demand is a service like Printify, JetPrint, Printful, where you can tie into like a Shopify store, or you could just go directly through them. But you put your character or whatever you want on a t-shirt, on a mug, on a bag, and see if people actually like your character because just because you like it does not mean that the world is gonna like it. Think about American Idol when all those people will go on there and they're like, "Well, my mama told me I could sing." And Simon's like, "Absolutely." And Randy's like, "No, dog. It's a no for me." So put it out there, test it in the marketplace. So those are the
Mhm.
3 things I would say. Go on my website, get the guide. So you and second thing is put yourself in the rooms with people who are doing what you wanna do, and then test it in the market.
No, thank you for that, and I love that you don't keep and that you are willing to teach one, each one teach one. And that is so important, I think, because especially in this creator economy, we have so many folks that have great ideas, but they don't necessarily have the path or they may not know those next steps. So I love that you are willing to share and teach and help the next new stage of entrepreneurs grow. And I also know that you talked about that. You were telling me about your magic retreat. So, how about that? Talk about that. Talk about those opportunities that you offer for new folks to come in and learn and grow and learn from you.
Yeah, so I launched the Manifest Magic Retreat earlier this year. It's something that I've always wanted to do. I told my team a couple of years ago, "Hey, I want to do a retreat. I want to bring women." and they were just dragging their feet. Like, it was crazy. And so then in January, I was like, "Look, I booked this Airbnb. The date is April 27th. This is where we're gonna be. We need to promote it. We need to sell it out." Like, that was it. That's literally
Yeah,
how
all
I
gas, no brakes.
all gas, no brakes, how I brought it to them because people always reach out to me about coaching, 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 and I just do not want to be that coach, the funnel click lady. I'm a great public speaker. I can get you into the room. We could do some workshops, but I just feel like there's so much more value. It don't take all of that. A lot of the times I really feel that too. Like I
Mhm,
don't and I look at certain coaches and not to knock anyone, but it's a lot of money that's spent in this coaching phase. And I'm like, I like to be around the people and touch the people and know the people. So if I could be in an environment where people can still feed off of me, I can still pour into them in their businesses and we can have fun while doing it. And then they could get to meet other people because it's not all about what I can do for you, right? It's
mhm,
also about who do I know that can help you to get to where you are because I'm not in everybody's category either. I mean, I'm always leaning to be in everybody's category, which is crazy because I'm like, I was about to say, I'm not in podcast, but then I have a talk show coming out. But like, let's just say I'm not in podcasting. So I would want to put you with somebody who is in that space. So that's what the Manifest Magic Retreat is. It's very intimate. We do it twice a year and it's always in Orlando. But I think we're gonna roll out something soon where we're going to add in my version of a mastermind. It's gonna be
mm.
low cost, but it's gonna be a monthly thing where you can tap in with us, with me and my team twice a month. And because I feel like
Oh,
there's the part that we lack is accountability. And I don't
mhm,
the retreat and then that's it. Like, I wanna make sure that you guys are doing what you said you're gonna do, and it also helps motivate me too to make sure that I perform at my highest level because I know you guys are looking at me as well. So, a lot of that is gonna be rolling out. I don't see myself doing big one-on-one coaching, but as long as we can hold hands and do it as a group, then yeah, because 'cause I'm not about to run your whole business for you. I need you.
right. And speaking of that, we talked about this on the radio show, but what inspired you to create Small Business Saturdays? So I know that's something that you definitely also we were highlighted on your stories and Afro Unicorn Stories for our books. And I love that you give entrepreneurs and small business owners, creators a platform like that. It's just so wonderful that you're offering that as well. So what inspired that?
The why, like, I launched Afro Unicorn to find my tribe of other entrepreneurs. It literally started as a movement for entrepreneurs. I brought 25 women to my home on my launch date. There was a quote that said, "If they don't give you a seat at the table, you bring your own folding chair." I had 25 folding chairs wrapped around, and I poured into them. I had bios that I wrote about what made them unique, divine, and magical. I introduced them to all the women. You see how all this is connecting right back to how I
Yes.
I never lost my why. So the Small Business
Wow.
Saturday was very natural because I'm like, I created this for us. So I needed my platform to reflect that. And in the beginning, I had to create it. So I would just go down my little feed. And if I see a business, I put them in my story. And I said Small Business Saturday. And then I find somebody else, I put them in my story. And then until that wave caught on. And now when I wake up Saturday morning at 6 a.m., I already have a bunch of people in my inbox waiting for me to share them. But yeah, I have all like the Afro Unicorn brand started to for me to find my entrepreneurship tribe, and I have to keep it that way. And I had a very interesting moment when I was brought into the licensing character space and they really wanted it to be more of a kids brand. I remember them going through my social media and I had to clear up a lot of things. They wanted to really just highlight the kids. And although it's great, it gave me a lot of exposure and I'm really a part of the whole culture movement for the whole representation part of it. I never want to forget my core.
Mhm.
And my core is to help other entrepreneurs and
I love
allow
that.
them to be able to see that they have a unicorn within them, and that believing in yourself is the greatest superpower of all.
I love that. Believing in yourself is the greatest superpower of all. And so that actually is a great segue into the topic of this podcast. This series is Do It For You. So, what do you do for yourself? How do you take care of yourself with all the things you have going on? How do you make sure that you're still taking care of yourself mentally, health wise, etc.? Balance, having that balance.
One thing I love to do is I journal. I make it part of my routine to really sit back and write down what I'm grateful for. I think it's extremely important for your mental health because you will always get into your head of all the things that you're not doing, all the things that you haven't accomplished. And if you keep a record of all the things that have gone right in your life, then you have all these books and years you can go back to. I can go back to the book of April 2020 to see what I accomplished then and all the things I was grateful then. So I try to keep a spirit of being grateful. I try to do my walks. I love my nature walks that I do in the morning. I have a favorite restaurant that I like to go to by myself out by the beach, to eat my burrito. I'm in LA. I'm
Right.
sorry, I know y'all somewhere in Maryland, y'all can't go out right now to the beach. But
I
yeah,
know.
I'm sorry. But I could go 365.
I
Um,
love it.
so I do those things, and then every now and again, like tonight, my hairstylist is coming over, and that's actually therapy for me when
Yes.
she does my hair. I forgot I have my YouTube channel, which I need to put some more stuff on there, but I have my, YouTube channel for I Am April Showers, and we had this segment, her name is Leisha. So Leisha would come over, and she would watch my Confessions of a CEO episode, and then she would talk to me. She's also a therapist, a licensed therapist.
Oh, look at
Yeah.
that.
She didn't start off that way, but after we
Wow.
like, "Girl, let me go get my license because you need all the help."
You get 2 in 1. We need that, don't we? We need that.
Yeah, I keep a very tight, small circle. I mean, I know a lot of people know me. I love my own company though too. I don't
Mm,
mind being at home by myself. I
hmm,
don't mind going to the movie theater by myself.
mm,
Actually enjoy going to a restaurant by myself because I can order all the things that I want. I ain't gotta worry about who paying the bill, we splitting the bill, none of that. I just do what I want to do. So I enjoy being by myself. I enjoy on Sundays, some days I don't take my pajamas off.
same. I love that. I love it. So you need to listen to our radio show, Lounger Christina Eddie, on Sundays from 3 to 7. You'll love that because it's all about chilling and lounging on a Sunday. So, oh, it's perfect.
To
Oh,
dance, so I will.
I love that. I love when you wear your Mary J. Blige boots. That gives me so much life. Oh my gosh, I love it. So, to wrap up, what is next for Afro Unicorn? What's next for April Showers? Where can our folks follow you?
Okay. So what's next for Afro Unicorn? I'm working hard on trying to get a actual kid series, an animated series going. So that's what I'm working on. But in the meantime, I'm also developing my personal brand. And for Afro Unicorn, you can shop afrounicorn.com. But for me at April Showers, I am aprilshowers.com. I have a talk show coming out on Afroland TV on King's Day next year called Magic Makers with April Showers, where again, I'm doing what I was called to do. I interview 13 retail women brand owners, and we talk about their journey into retail and the magic behind it and the things that they're manifesting now. And then, yeah, I show up, I speak, I have the Manifest Magic retreats. I have a memoir that I'm trying to pitch right now that I can hope
Nice.
out at some point called Never Qualified, short stories of how I made the impossible possible. So yeah, that's what's you
Mm.
guys can follow me on Instagram at Got April Showers, LinkedIn April Showers, and Yeah, come on this journey with me.
You're the best. I'm just so inspired by you. I love that you're so personable and that you just talk to us and give us these gems and share your knowledge, and it's a beautiful thing. So we especially thank you for joining us today, and we want to wish you all the luck and thank you. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for all that you do.
Thank you for having me and good luck
Yes.
with this podcast. I absolutely love it.
Thank you. And if you want more, I want everyone to listen to our radio show, Lounging with Christina Eddie, on Sundays on WLIT 106 Radio from 3 to 7. And you can follow us on our social media at Sledge House Media and Lounging Sundays. And so I want to thank everyone for watching, listening, and don't forget, you always want to take time for yourself, do it for you, and reminder that doing it for you isn't selfish, it's necessary. So, see you next time.